Straight ahead on 12 News, the effort to keep kids safe during prom and graduation celebrations moves to liquor stores. Then, thriving in business.
Whether it's a customer or employees, I try to put myself in their position.
A popular dry cleaners marks 75 years in business. But first, drought and federal regulations combine to boost school lunch prices. 12 News starts right now. Hello, everyone. Students in Minnesota's largest school district could pay more for school lunch next year.
The Anoka-Hennepin School District says it's costing them more to feed students than in previous years. Sonia Goins has more on the proposed price hike.
So it's taco day today. So we have seasoned beef and seasoned chicken.
There's plenty of good eats for students to chow down on.
You've got fresh salad. You got fresh sugar snap peas.
The district dishes out 25,000 lunches and 8,000 breakfasts each day.
I got corn, a healthy sandwich, and pineapple.
But all that food is now costing more money.
So 2 years ago, our food cost was $1 million less than it is now.
Some of the price increase has to do with federal food regulations, which started in 2010. There are now fat and sodium, fruit, and vegetable restrictions.
And the federal regulation says we must offer at least 1 cup of fruit or vegetable, and they must take at least a half a cup. So they have to take it.
Students might have to take the fruit, but they don't have to eat it.
Excuse me?
We caught student after student dumping their fruit.
I see a lot of kids trashing their food, and I feel bad because a lot of people don't have available food to them.
I like the idea of trying to get kids to eat healthy, but really I think it's up to them because it's wasteful if we just throw it away and stuff.
I would rather be eating just the main dish and then nothing else, rather than being forced to take it and then throw it away.
Now, school officials also say the bird flu and the drought in California are also driving up the cost of lunch.
I think the drought bigger than anything because it's raised the price of produce, and produce has become a little more difficult to come by.
Officials are proposing a 10-cent hike to cover some of the costs.
I would never really pay attention to how much it costs.
Our costs definitely are up, and we don't want to pass that along at one time, so we've looked at the 10 cents as a way to say, we'll do our part on our side.
The annual increase to a family for the year per one student would amount to about $17.
We think we're very competitive price-wise, and we've been able to keep our costs down with good purchasing and good use of our people, and that's our hope, is that we can continue to do that.
In Brooklyn Park, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
A vote will be held at tonight's school board meeting. The last time prices were increased was in the 2011-2012 school year.
A chemical spill inside a Brooklyn Park business kept firefighters and Haz Mat teams busy for several hours today. Fire officials say an unknown amount of liquefied ammonia hydroxide spilled inside a company called Technical Plating on Xylon Avenue. Workers were quickly evacuated and nobody was injured. Police cordoned off about a 6-block stretch of Xylon in the area as a precaution while members of the state chemical assessment team worked on the spill.
A blighted property in Golden Valley might not be an eyesore for much longer. The city will discuss plans this week to buy the Weavewood building along Pennsylvania Avenue from Hennepin County and then sell it back to the Housing and Redevelopment Authority. That agency would then rehabilitate the building. The property went into tax forfeiture last fall and has a history of property maintenance concerns. Inspectors say the building is currently off limits to people due to numerous code violations.
You'll soon be able to use your cell phone to provide proof of insurance when you're pulled over on a traffic stop. Under current law, police have discretion in rejecting or accepting so-called electronic proof of insurance. The State Senate gave final approval to the measure today. 37 other states have similar legislation, and most car insurance companies have apps that allow users to access those insurance cards.
Liquor stores, of course, are usually off limits to high school students, but a few local establishments made exceptions today for a good cause. Students from Maple Grove High School were busy hanging small signs on bottles of alcohol. The signs are meant to remind people that it is illegal to provide alcohol to minors. This Sticker Shock campaign is part of an effort by the organization Partnership for Change. It's their goal to encourage teens to enjoy a safe prom and graduation season without the use of alcohol and drugs.
When you have students going out and being proactive and saying this is wrong, and also reminding adults that they can face consequences for providing alcohol to minors, That's a strong message, especially when it's coming from peers.
Underage drinkers and adults who provide alcohol to people under the age of 21 could be charged with a misdemeanor and face a fine if caught.
The state says there should be more summer jobs available this year for young people who want them, but for young people who may not have worked before, how do you get that first job? The Brooklyn Bridge Alliance for Youth is holding workshops on the basics like resume building, interviewing skills, and workplace ethics. The focus is not just on summer jobs, but learning skills that can help through a lifetime.
I think it'll open up a lot of opportunity because people knowing about the Step Up program will give me more opportunity in internships and jobs. Just to kind of have this training is like really beneficial.
The group holds another session next weekend and a job fair in June. Maple Grove Art Center is once again hosting an exhibit to raise awareness about a disease common here in Minnesota.
The exhibit, called Ticked Off, features artwork by people from all over the world who are suffering or know someone suffering from Lyme disease.
The art show is the first of its kind in the country or in the world, because we've received art from Australia and Canada, and I know people over in England that have Lyme disease, and it's talking about something that people are not addressing.
Lori Link has had Lyme disease for more than 20 years and says having an exhibit like this allows artists to express the unique ways in which the disease has affected them. She says Lyme disease is often misdiagnosed and mistreated, and she hopes this exhibit will help educate others about how to protect themselves.
It means that I'm giving people a voice that don't have a voice anywhere else.
Part of the proceeds from the exhibit will go toward the Minnesota Lyme Association.
The daughter of a Crystal business owner who died last year is now facing heartbreak again. She's asking for the public's help in finding her stolen dog. Jewel Figueroa got the pit bull puppy named Snow White after Christmas as she was grieving the loss of her father, Eduardo. He was the owner of Hired Guns Tattoo Show in Crystal and was murdered in a bar fight in Maplewood in November. Jewel says the puppy was taken out of the family's St. Paul yard last week.
Please return her, please, because she's on medication, and if you don't feed her the right medication, she will get very sick.
Well, the family is offering a reward to anyone who returns Snow White. They say Jewel has gone through a lot in her young life and they just want the dog back safely. Well, coming up, not every small business can say they've been in business for 75 years. We'll hear the secrets to success in business matters.
And then a little bit later in sports, it's Hawks versus Hawks as Cooper meets Chaska in baseball.
And first, it is your AccuWeather forecast. Well, a longtime vacant building in Champlin will have a new occupant as Egan Companies consolidate some of its facilities. Egan will move 185 workers from Plymouth and New Hope into the building on Business Park Boulevard in Champlin. Egan is keeping its headquarters in Brooklyn Park, but moving workers from Plymouth, New Hope, and some from Brooklyn Park into the Champlin building. A spokesperson tells us the company hopes to start moving the jobs to Champlin in the fall and be done by the end of the year. This year marks the 75th anniversary for Brooklyn Park-based Pilgrim Cleaners.
The family business started in 1940, and now there's a third generation moving the dry cleaning business forward.
This is our largest plant operation.
Think of this as the command center at the Brooklyn Park headquarters of Pilgrim Cleaners. And President Bonnie Engler is in the middle of it all.
We do a lot of same-day service, and so we're always looking for fastest ways to get the garments to our customers.
Last year, this business cleaned 1.6 million clothing items at its 24 metro locations. And you don't get to that point without a few pages of history.
In 1940, this was one of the original Vic cleaning machines.
In 1940, Engler's father, Don Rosen, helped start the business. Once known as Johnny on the Spot Cleaners, the business grew into Pilgrim Dry Cleaners. The principles that founded the business still hold true today.
Trying to provide the best customer service, the best quality, conveniences, and also giving back to the community.
On the plant floor, new automated technology now bags and invoices each piece of clothing for speed. And green cleaning machines have made the dry cleaning process more earth-friendly.
We went from a hard chemical on clothes to a more gentler, a hydrocarbon chemical, which is safer for the environment, and it cleans the clothes a lot nicer.
We're always looking for new ways to make it convenient for the customer.
As Bonnie Engler moves the business forward, she's getting help from the next generation, her son Derek. He's quickly growing the dry cleaning pickup and delivery service for homes and businesses.
You don't have to be home. We can pick up your cleaning. We're doing a lot of people's laundry.
And this business is still giving back. Years after Bonnie's dad started the first Coats for Kids drive,
We're close to 500,000 coats that we've cleaned through the years.
this business still values and honors its roots, while the next generation keeps moving things forward.
Now we're in our third generation, and my son also knows the importance of all those things that we do.
Pilgrim Cleaners is opening its 25th location this summer in North Oaks. Coming up, one man's effort to get kids to put down electronic gadgets in favor of exercise.
And up next in sports, Osseo-Park Center takes on Maple Grove in a girls lacrosse thriller. John Jacobson has that and more when we come back. John Jacobson with sports, and this would have been a fun one to watch. It goes right down to the wire, a lacrosse game with 1 goal difference.
Two rivals, great game, yeah, and a terrific finish. The Osseo-Park Center girls lacrosse team is building some momentum heading down the stretch run of the regular season. OPC hosted rival Maple Grove, and a good one in Northwest Suburban Conference play. Osseo-Park Center starts very strong. Hannah Foote, Margot Coombs, and it's 1-0 just under 2 minutes into the game. Foote takes the next one herself, scoring up high to make it 3-0 OPC, and then later will go ahead 4-0. After Maple Grove gets on the board, Coombs to Tatum Manning, who dodges the defender and scores for a 5-1 lead. It's 5-2 OPC at halftime. But Maple Grove comes back. Paige Natsko takes the Lauren Kaufman pass and scores, and the Crimson is within 5-3. Osseo-Park Center gets it back on a great effort from Coombs, who dodges and slips between the defenders and scores, and it's 6-3. Maple Grove is not out of it, though. Claire McLean circles around the screen to score to make it 6-4. They get one more, but OPC goalie Maddie Curris holds off the Crimson late for a 6-5 win. Cooper teams, including in baseball, are facing some new opponents in the first season in the Metro West Conference. The Hawks meeting a good Chaska Hawks team in baseball. In the top of the first inning, Chaska's Blake Tritch hits a tricky bouncer to third. Justin Arnold scores here, and it's 1-0 Chaska. Cooper answers in the bottom half of the first. Tyler Haley bounces to short. Chaska gets the force play at second, but Haley beats the relay to avoid the double play. A run scores. It's 1-1 after one. Third inning, Chaska's Carter Schmidt grounds a hit right up the middle. Run comes in to score, and the visiting Hawks are up 2-1 through 3 innings. The fifth inning is a tough one for Cooper. Luke Roscom grounds to second to bring home a run for Chaska to make it 3-1. Andrew Lee runs into some control trouble. The pitch here gets away for a passed ball. Tritch slides in just ahead of the tag at the plate to make it 4-1 Chaska. With Reed Young up, the pitch in the dirt will score Will Stone. Chaska gets 3 in a row that way, and they go up 6-1 and go on to win it 9-3. Maple Grove's softball team remains ranked number 1 in the state in Class 3A. The Crimson met up with their rivals from Osseo Friday night. Yours looking to pull the upset in this one at Maple Grove Junior High. Highlights from this one, Maple Grove pitcher Sidney Smith, pretty good with the bat too. Off the fence in left center with that hit. Sammy Sadler is the third of 3 runners to score on the play, and it's 3-0 Maple Grove in the third inning on the double by Smith. In the fifth, another big hit for the Crimson. Taylor Meyer hits it to the fence in center. Marie Palanch and Sarah Michaels score, and Maple Grove leads 7-1. Next up is Megan Mulcrone, and she'll drive one here to right, and this will carry the fence for a 3-run homer. Mulcrone's homer makes it 10-1 Maple Grove. Crimson pitcher Smith does the rest, going the distance. Maple Grove stays unbeaten in the conference with an 11-1 6-inning win. 2 years after winning the Class AA team title in track and field, the Wayzata boys finished second at the State High School League sanctioned meet a year ago. Trojans are fielding a strong group again this spring. In the Section 7 3A True Team meet, the Wayzata boys took the title well ahead of runner-up Eden Prairie. Hopkins finishes third with Armstrong placing seventh. On the girls' side, the Wayzata girls will place second behind champion Minnetonka. Eden Prairie is third and Hopkins fourth. Armstrong finished eighth. The True Team State Meet, sponsored by the Coaches Association, is coming up this Friday and Saturday at Stillwater High School. And that's a look at sports for today.
All right, thanks a lot, John. Still ahead, your help is needed in spotting a special kind of bird in the area.
We'll explain how you can help in just a moment. This is nesting time for trumpeter swans in Minnesota, and the Three Rivers Parks District is coordinating an effort to count the majestic birds. The birds are part of a comeback story in the state. The Parks District actually first brought the trumpeter swans back to Minnesota back in 1966. And at last count in 2011, there were more than 6,000 in the state. If you see a trumpeter swan, you are asked to contact Three Rivers Parks District with the information. They'd like to know how many and where you saw them. Well, time to step away now from those electronic devices and start moving.
That was the message today as a group of New Hope students got a special reminder about the importance of exercise. The students were up and active today at Meadow Lake Elementary in New Hope thanks to Steve Ettinger. He's a New York-based author and kids fitness expert who's on a nationwide road trip that includes 15 states and 19 schools. His goal is to teach children about exercise and get them excited about fitness at a time when computers or even a fear of going outside to play can prevent them from being active.
I wish I could do this every single day, which I have been for the last couple weeks, but I just love seeing kids excited about it, and I think it's a natural response for kids to be excited about movement and exercise, and as adults, it's our responsibility to keep that excitement going.
The students also got to hear Steve read his book, Wally Exercises. The next stop on his road trip is Tuesday in Milwaukee, and he'll be back in New York City by the end of the week. Sounds like he had a good message, and they were all fired up about it.
The kids are fired up. Sometimes you have to get adults fired up.
That's true. To take the kids, that's right. That does it for us. Thanks so much for joining us.
Stay with us. Community Corner is coming up next. We'll see you back here again tomorrow.